What about mood? Do you ever drink in a dark place?
So I had a chick break up, or a chick cheat on me when I came back from Russia, and she slept with my best friend, and I didn't know how to deal with the emotions I had. And my buddy Mike Osborne said, "I can tell you this: if you drink, they go away." And I went, "Okay." And that was the first and kind of last time I ever did that, because I did it. I've done it. I've done it a couple times, but I try to avoid. I try to avoid, if there's emotion, going to alcohol. Like, meaning, not when it's anxiety, but like depression.
Yeah.
I kind of sit in the depression or anxiety. I lean towards alcohol, like anxiety, like about flying or just like getting worked up over something. But with depression, I try to avoid alcohol and just sit in it. Because because I've gone there before. But anxiety is I land all the time.
But depression, heartbreak, all that, you just sit in the feeling.
Yeah. Heartbreak's a weird one for me. So like the last time I got my heart broken, Leanne dumped me. We were dating for like 4 months and she broke up with me. And my instinct was to have a drink. My friends went to this Middle Eastern restaurant, and I told them what was going on. And my buddy Corey's like, "Let's get a cocktail." And I was like, "I don't want one. I got to figure this out because I want this chick. And if I start drinking, I'll be like, fuck it." So I got to figure it out. Like, I wonder, I'm going to find out my dad dies one day, or my mom. But my dad will be the rough one. My mom will be equally as rough. My dad and I are really close. And I wonder if, I've thought about this a lot, if I'll have a drink dealing with that. Like, I think about that a lot. I keep saying everything I get with my dad is extra. My dad had a 100% blockage in his widowmaker twice. And both times they saved his life. And he got a stint, I think 12 or 13 years ago. And then he just got a stint this last year. But so everything I get to do, I feel like is extra. And so, he was just at the premiere of my movie and he got to see that and he had a very emotional response. And I got that from him. And I was like, that's a little icing on the cake. I did, the arena in Tampa was the first time he ever saw me do stand-up. That was like a little extra. So all these things I'm getting with him are all extra. So I have, and he's 74. So yeah, that'll be a tough one.
Well, at the premiere, he was proud?
Yeah, he came out, he was sobbing, crying. And he goes, "I've underestimated you your whole life." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, and he was shaking.
Yeah.
He goes, "I just underestimated you. I didn't know you were this. I didn't, whatever." It was really hard to understand him, to be honest with you. I don't know totally what he said. He might have just not liked the movie.
I think you were hearing what you wanted to hear. What'd you learn about life from your father?
It's not going to make sense. I feel like sometimes I'm like a professional fucking wrestler because all I care about is you come and see me do stand up. So whatever I got to do to get you there. But the number one thing, my one takeaway from that man's humility, and I've applied it in different ways throughout my career. On my 26th birthday, he gave me a really aggressive speech. I was hungover and I just thought he was going to say happy birthday. So I picked up the phone and I was like, "Hey," and he was like, "You are a tremendous piece of shit." And he broke me off. "You have no humility. You have no this. You'll never succeed at anything. You're lying to yourself. You're lying to everyone around you. You're not doing going after your dream. I broke you. I failed you as a father. This and that." I was like, "I thought you were going to wish me happy birthday." And so in that speech, he told me if I wanted something, I had to go at it and I had to go after it as hard as I could. And I had to do whatever I could do to achieve that. In this case, it was offering to do anything at the comedy club to get on stage. I told him, "That's not how it works." And he said, "No, that's how it works for some poor kid from Harlem because that kid needs it." He goes, "You've grown up with privilege your whole life. You don't need it. You think you're going to be fine." And so I went and I ended up getting a job at the door, but it's humbling. It's really like, it made me feel uncomfortable. And so that humility, it's the first time I really understood humility, and I've applied that in many respects in getting to be a paid regular at the Comedy Store. That happened late in life for me, which I think most people would give up and be like, "Fuck that. I'm already a touring comic. I'm on TV. I don't need that." But it's something I wanted and I knew I wanted. So I just humbly went after it. And then I think I still apply it when it comes to selling tickets or selling a project to fans, or even to doing podcasts. I try to be as honest as I can about whatever I'm going through or whatever I'm dealing with. But when it comes to like selling things, I don't have a problem trying to make fun of myself or get in front of people so that they know that I have a show. Because the thing I'm good at, the one thing I know I'm good at, stand up. And I say that humbly, but like I want them to come there. So like I've heard people make fun of me like before. They're like, yeah, I'm not some clown in a Speedo I'm a real comic. And I go, okay, but I want them at my shows, and you can be that guy and I'll be this guy.
Yeah. The clown in the Speedo.
Yeah. It's like, what are you going to do? Funny people make fun of me for taking my shirt off. Like, I guess behind my back, no one ever does it to me. Like no one would ever. Comics aren't that manly.
Yeah.
But I always go like, who? What do you care? What do you care?